Good evening. On behalf of the governing body of the City of Passaic, we welcome you to the September 19, 2023 City Council meeting. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting was provided by resolution of the Municipal Council adopted on June 13, 2023, setting forth the schedule of regular meetings for the year 2023-2024. Said notice was published and posted on the City Hall Bulletin Board by the Office of the City Clerk. Please be further advised, due to COVID-19, this meeting will be in person and virtual stream via Zoom. Public notice and instructions for this meeting were published in the Herald News and posted on September 11, 2023. On the City of Passaic website, www.cityofpassaic.com, council agendas. Instructions are also available on the last page of this agenda. Please be guided accordingly.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Mello,
Present.
Councilman Schwartz,
Present.
Councilman Garcia,
Present.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez, and Council President Shear.
President, should we all please stand for the invocation?
Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to meet this evening. We ask you to please guide us in the decision that will take place this evening. In your beloved name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining with us tonight. If you do not have a copy of our agenda and would like one, you can receive it at the two entrances to this chamber. Or if you're at home or at a friend's house and you're listening to this meeting, you can also get it through the city's webpage, where you will see all the ordinances, resolutions, and all the other areas of the agenda for tonight's meeting. Through the website, you can receive all of the material literally that the council has received from the administration in order to assist the council in making its decisions on these very important issues confronting this municipality and all municipalities in this great state and nation. At this time, we're on Roman numeral 4 of our agenda, and it's a pleasure Mayor, it's a pleasure as always to see you.
Thank you, Council President, members of the City Council, residents of the City of Passaic, and all those who are joining along with us. I wanted to share some of the events that occurred over the last couple of weeks. We've had our 9/11 memorial ceremony right here at City Hall. It was a very special program. Obviously, we had our Deputy Mayor of Veterans Affairs, our staff. We also had council members there, including Council President, and the council members came obviously in support. I wanted to share that we also added flags to our initiative. We added the flags or avenues of flags to Armory Park on Main Avenue, as well as on Passaic Avenue, that we will continue to do so around the city of Passaic for holidays and days of remembrance, such as 9/11. I wanted to share with the residents that last week we were able to take 70 senior citizens with us to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, on a special city recreation trip, and we got to see a musical Moses. We actually have two individuals that came with us. I don't know if they're seniors. They're not seniors, but they were our chaperones. They assisted us in helping with the seniors. Thank you. It was a wonderful trip sponsored by our rec program, and we were very happy to take our seniors out. This weekend, we had our Mexican Day Festival. The organizers of the Mexican Festival chose not to have the parade this year, or rather, forgive me, the organizers of the previous Mexican parade every year did not have the parade this year. I wanted to put on record that the parade has been an amazing and wonderful event in our city for decades. Unfortunately, the original organizers, Don Arminio, his wife Martha, had passed away during the pandemic. Their daughter, Tamara Morales, valiantly took on the responsibility, brought numerous agencies and businesses together to continue the event in the city. However, this year, and despite her not being a resident of Passaic and having a business elsewhere, continued to work hard to keep the parade going, but this year it was not possible. However, a number of leaders, I want to take this opportunity to highlight Ms. Gabriela, as well as Ms. Maria Escobar, correct? Gabriela Perez and Miss Maria Escobar, who took the leadership on this, and together they held an amazing festival at Pulaski Park this weekend, attended by thousands of individuals, and everything went great. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Chief of Police, Luis Guzman, the police department. They did an excellent job making sure that everyone felt safe, that it was a family event, especially because of the magnitude of this event and the focus on making sure that it was a family-oriented event. We were so grateful to the work that the police did. So again, kudos to you, Chief Guzman, on your leadership. I also, as I mentioned earlier, we had chaperones for the event in Pennsylvania. I want to thank Lieutenant Aguirre Cruz, who is here. She rode the bus with us and kept everyone in line and had some of the best answers on the bus ride back for the family feud that we played with our seniors. I throw that in. Also, I wanted to share that we had the Mexican flag raising. Yes, what was it? Sunday. We actually had it on Sunday, and that was run by Mr. Nain and his organization. So we're very grateful to continue that tradition. This upcoming weekend, we're going to have the last camp out of the year, and that will be held at Pulaski Park with the Sixth Street community, with the Katie Johnson complex residents. So we're very excited for the participation of the community. On Sunday, Council President, we're going to have the Puerto Rican flag raising, and then on the very next Saturday, we'll have the Polish flag raising as we continue celebrating our very diverse communities. On Saturday, September 30th, we will also have our Broadway Eateries event, inviting the community to tour more than 26 restaurants. The event will include a tour, gifts, a raffle, tastings, mostly done by the business administrator. From the selected eateries, he literally tastes everything on each one. The event is not limited to store discounts, and public parking will be available. We also wanted to share that October 4th, we are hosting a voter registration event at Passaic High School for the upcoming elections, just encouraging civic engagement and ensuring that our youth are involved and that everyone knows that you can still register to vote for the upcoming election. We also have a canoe mobile event with the county at Dundee Island Park, October 14th. It is one of the more popular events in our city, and we get extremely excited to put it out. We get residents that come from all over to enjoy the Passaic River and the opportunity for canoeing. This week, we had wished our wonderful and amazing Jewish community a happy new year. And I know that we're going into an additional holiday, or this is holiday season. We'll be celebrating many holidays, but Yom Kippur will be the next holiday, and City Hall will be observing Yom Kippur and will be closed for that holiday. That will be the next holiday that will close. I also wanted to share with the community that the tennis courts on Benson have been completed. If you go by and check them out, they have been fully repaired. Council President, members of the City Council, trying to be a little proactive before anybody brings it up to you or sends it or send emails. The question has risen because of the popularity of pickleball, whether we can paint pickleball lines on the tennis court. I wanted to share, put on the record, the reason that we do not for those tennis courts is because they are used for the official tennis games of the high school. You cannot have additional lines. It becomes confusing for the rest because this is our only tennis court that we use for the official games. We cannot add pickleball lines. We are encouraged with the increased interest in pickleball, and we are looking to potentially create an additional court in the city. There's a lot of excitement for the youth. For those who don't know what pickleball is, it's basically tennis but with a much shorter court. And I think the ball that they use is a little bit bigger, but that's very exciting. And then also I wanted to share lastly, Council President, members of the City Council, that if you go down Benson, you will see that I had directed DPW to plant over 10 new trees, maple trees, right alongside the brook. You can see them. They've been recently planted. The reason is, after doing research, these trees have been ranked as, I guess, number one on a list of trees that absorb the most water. which has assisted us, as well as the addition of the parking lot and the inlets. If anyone drove by, and we had quite the downpour yesterday, you will have noticed that there was not a large accumulation of water in the area. So I'm very excited that right now, I know that we're looking at potential more rain coming up, but as of right now, Council President and members of the City Council, it seems like the efforts and initiatives that we put forth to try to mitigate some of the flooding concerns in the area are working. And we continue to address the drains and the inlets around the city in order to ensure that we're resolving any of those concerns. That is the extent of my report for today. Thank you, Council President, members of the City Council, and residents of the City of Passaic. Oh, and we have also Ms. Francine Wise, who leads our senior center, and she was along for the ride for our great trip to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We heard that your bus also played Family Feud. I just want to put on the record that our game was a lot more exciting on our bus. I heard directly from the seniors, and if you heard of some of the responses that came from our bus, we're still a little embarrassed about the turn that the game took. But no, I say that just to be funny. But it was an amazing trip, and we look forward to even more trips. I want to take this opportunity, since I see you here, to thank the City Council, because the expanded recreation opportunities, not just for our youth, our children with special needs, but especially for our seniors, have really made a difference in our community. We are being highlighted around the county as having one of the most innovative and most involved senior programs. We're making sure that our seniors are active, that we're checking up on them, doing wellness checks every week. And I want to highlight the leadership of Ms. Francine Wise and the entire department for the extra hours and efforts that they're putting in to ensure that our seniors are getting the very best of services. And it's really becoming quite the family. So excited. Thank you, Council President, members of the City Council.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for those so many initiatives. Can I ask about the trees? You said 4 of them were planted?
No, more than 10. If you drive down there from Main Avenue all the way down to about High Mark, it was about 10, I know, by the brook. But how many in total? 15 in total. Mark is the superintendent of DPW. So we did 10 directly by the brook. We're limited in terms of what we're allowed to do by the brook. Obviously, we've come up with many ideas, but at one point, it just dawned on me, if we put up trees and as they grow and absorb more water, they also provide an additional barrier in terms of vehicles or anything going towards the brook. And we vetted it. We found no objections from the DEP or the environmentalists in terms of planting trees, as we continue considering innovative environmental infrastructure or green infrastructure solutions in order to address some of these concerns. We're excited to add those additional trees to the area and resolve concerns of flooding.
That's great. Thank you, Mayor. Any comments or questions from the council? Seeing none at this time, again, thank you, sir. We're up to Roman numeral 5 on our agenda, minutes of the August 1st, 2023 council meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented by the clerk? Seeing none at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept the minutes?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please, on the minutes.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shay.
Yes, thank you. We're up to Roman numeral 6 on our agenda, hearing of citizens. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-1 et sec, the council opens every public meeting for comments of the public. However, in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12, nothing in this act shall be construed to limit the discretion of a public body to permit, prohibit, or regulate the active participation at any meeting. Therefore, please be advised that the council will not entertain any comments from persons who communicate obscene material, make statements which are considered bias intimidation, in which a person intends to intimidate any individual or group because of race, color, religion, gender, handicap, sexual orientation, or ethnicity, or makes comments intending to harass to harass or speak any offensive language. The person who makes these statements will relinquish their allotted 5 minutes for public discussion. If you'd like to address the council, we ask you please to share with us your name. We no longer need your address, but we do need your name. If you're at home and watching and would like to participate in tonight's meeting, we ask you to please dial the following numbers to participate. Call 929-436-2866. Let me repeat that again, please. 929-436-2866. And please enter the meeting ID number 898-9261-2341 and press 9 to raise your hand and indicate that you would like to speak. Again, those numbers are 929-436-2866. Enter meeting ID number 898-9261-2341 and press *9. Is there anyone who would like to address the council at this time? Do we have anyone on the
No,
phone?
sir.
We have no one on the phone and no one here. Okay. Yes, we do have someone here.
Yes, Joe Conoscenti, 170 Broadway. Council President. Let me see. Oh, vendors. We have these people out here and around the school properties selling food, pastries, without permits or health stickers, whatever they need for that. I'd like to see, I don't know, maybe the health department could do something with that. My next question that I have is those portable signs in front of businesses that they put out there as an extra sign in front of the business, which supposedly is supposed to be permitted, have permits for them, and they're tripping hazards, all kinds of hazards. My next question that I have, Irving Place off of Broadway, the parking issue. There's a sign in the middle of the block, but if you park near the corner, you don't know that there's a no parking sign on that one side of the street. So I'd like to, have something done with that. 147, 149 Broadway, they have the junk garbage side of the building, back of the building. I'd like to see them go after the owner, if it's possible. My next question is, I asked this question before about the parking meters. If anybody checked it out where the app does not match the meter on the timing. My next question is Christopher Columbus and also Third Park, the baseball field, the football fields. I would like to know if these teams are paying a fee to use the parks. My last question that I have, the towing. We got 5 companies now. I know of one of them that has the lots for the vehicles. Now, my concern is, does the other 4 have a lot for the vehicles, or are they going to use Ranieri's lot, is the question I have. And also, the Clifton Towing Company, are they going to go by the Passaic new ruling, or are they going to have their own towing fees and their mileage and whatever else they have? These are my questions.
Very good, sir. Let's see if we can try to answer some of these questions. Number one, let me go backwards in terms of the towing companies that you just spoke with. In order to qualify to have your bid accepted, all applicants had to fill out a form. That form included places to park these cars until they're retrieved. So by definition, the answer is Number one, that of course, all towers will follow Passaic's rules while in Passaic. And the requirements are the same for everyone, which includes a lot for storage. You had asked also about the fields. Mr. Fernandez, do groups that use our fields, Third Ward, Chris Columbus, et cetera, do they pay any kind of fee?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And that's based upon,
The ordinance.
I'm sorry?
There's an ordinance.
There is an ordinance. Would you know offhand how much the cost is?
I'd have to look at it because there's a difference between resident fees and out of town. So out of town pays a higher rate than residents. And then obviously if they're recreational activities from that we sponsor, there's no charge. And if anybody plays on the field and someone shows up with a permit, they have to leave the
Excellent.
field.
Excellent, thank you. In terms of vendors selling food, Chief, do we regularly check the vendors to make sure that they're in compliance with health regulations? So that is being done. Okay. The gentleman also mentioned something about Irving Place and Broadway in terms of difficulty of no parking area. Very good. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kizner. Anyone else like to address the council, please?
Seeing no hands, I move to close the public portion.
Second.
Motion and second to close. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Short,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shield.
Yes, thank you. We're up to Roman numeral 7 of our agenda. Ordinances for second and final reading. Hearing is required. First ordinance for second and final is 2411-23. Madam Clerk, do I understand correctly from you that we cannot use October 10 because of it not appearing in the newspaper on time for public disclosure?
I would like to table it to that, to October 10th, please.
To which meeting did you want to schedule that for?
No, for October 10th. It was supposed to be adopted at this meeting.
Okay, so we want to push it off to October the 10th.
Yes, sir.
Very good. But we'll read the ordinance now for comments by the public. Yes?
No, we'll do that the next meeting.
Okay, I think our tradition is to do it at both meetings, actually. So why don't we continue that
Okay.
process with your kind permission? Ladies and gentlemen, we're up to the first ordinance for consideration with the understanding that it will be heard on October the 10th. At our meeting of October the 10th, you'll have the opportunity to share with council your concerns, if any, regarding the ordinance, but we'll give that opportunity to you now tonight in case you're not able to make October 10th. It's proposed ordinance 2411-23, an ordinance authorizing the city of Passaic to sell real property designated on the tax maps of the city of Passaic as block 5000.03, lot 1.03, pursuant to New Jersey local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 at sec. Again, this will be heard on October the 10th. Is there a motion, please, to open public?
So move.
Motion
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Short,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shield.
Yes, again, ladies and gentlemen, this ordinance will be heard formally on October the 10th. But if you have concerns about the ordinance, we would welcome your participation on this ordinance and this ordinance only. Is there anyone who would like to address the council, please? Do we have anyone on the line?
No, sir.
That being
Seeing no hands, move to close.
Second.
motion and second to close. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Short,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shield.
Yes, thank you. Is there a motion, please, to set second and final reading date for proposed ordinance 2411-23 to October the 10th?
Move it, Council President.
Second.
Motion and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Short,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shield.
Yes, thank you. We're up to number 2, please. Proposed ordinance 2412-23, an ordinance amending the designated restricted parking for disabled persons by New Jersey license plate number. The second and final hearing has been set for October 10th. Is there a motion, please, to open public hearing?
So move.
Motion
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. For the governance of the council, if this ordinance is passed, the number of handicap parking spaces will be 409, and currently it is 409. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the council will be deliberating proposed ordinance 2412-23. If you would like to comment on this ordinance and this ordinance only, the council would be most pleased. Do we have anyone at home who'd like to comment?
No, sir.
Seeing no hands, is there a motion, please, to close public comment?
Second.
Motion and second to close. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. On the ordinance, please.
Second.
Motion and second.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Number 3, please, with the council's permission, proposed ordinance 2413-23, an ordinance amending the city code of the city of Passaic, chapter 295, vehicles and traffic, article 12, schedules, section 3, schedule 4, meter time limit parking, to create additional metered parking in the city of Passaic. The second and final hearing has been set for October 10th. Is there a motion to open public hearing, please?
Move.
Motion
Second.
and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom, Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Do we need to move this to October the 10th?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion, please, to move proposed ordinance 2413-23, and also 2412 needs to be moved also?
Yes, both work. to be-
Okay, for both ordinances, is there a motion, please, to move to hearing date for second and final reading on October the 10th? Moved
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom, Councilman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you again, colleagues. These ordinances will be heard for second and final reading on October the 10th. We're up to Roman numeral 8, communications, items 4 and 5. Are there any questions, please, on 4 and 5? Seeing none, is there a motion, please, to accept 4 and 5?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Motion and second.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. All matters listed hereunder to be considered routine in nature. Items number 6-10 inclusive. Are there any questions, please, on 6 through 10? Seeing none, is there a motion, please, to accept 6
So
and
moved.
10? Motion and second. Thank you.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. We're up to resolutions, Roman numeral 9 on our agenda. 11, proposed resolution authorizing closed executive session of the city council. Mr. Fernandez, do we need
No, Council President.
our attorney? Forgive me.
No, Council President.
Mr. Fernandez, you said you do not. Mr. Mayor, sir?
None at this time.
Thank you, sir. Members of the council. Very good. If we could, with your kind permission, go from to 12 to 23, please. Are there any questions, please, on 12 to 23? We have a light, Councilman Monk.
Yeah, good question. Sure. On this item 13, I'm just curious about this, in the specs. There's an additional, each car that's being purchased, an additional cost of close to $5,000 for maximum car warranty of 5 years. It's either 5 years or 100,000 miles or 3,334 engine hours. So Typically, how many hours? I mean, these cruisers, usually the engines are running a good part of the day, I would imagine. So I'm just trying to work the math backwards here of in reality, how many days does it take to get to 3,334 hours to really see, it's how we're paying $5,000 for warranty that might only be for a year if we put in those type of hours in 1 year.
No, but it also covers the hours, right? And so they shouldn't be idling all day, the cars. So these are police vehicles that it shouldn't be idling all day as they run. So it's a little different than a cruiser because these are the SUVs. So they really shouldn't be just running endlessly, and they should shut off between shifts. And I don't know, Chief, are these going into patrol or are these going into, because it also depends on what unit they're going into.
Right.
And depending on the unit, it may not run very often.
So the plan, in theory, is 3 Durangos, one will go on each shift as a supervisor's vehicle, so they won't be running as often as the BA indicated, 24/7, basically, as a patrol car would.
So these are actually limited because they're running per shift. So they're on 8-hour shifts versus 24-hour shifts. So that's why a patrol vehicle would be significantly
I
different.
just, food for thought, I guess, when we buy patrol cars,
Well, I
you know,
mean,
it-
bless you. Because they're patrol vehicles, the warranty is much needed. But I get what you're saying.
I think it's $5,000 for the last, 200 days is just a waste of money. That's all. Okay.
What is the effective time that the police car has before it, through wear and tear, breaks down?
So it really depends on where it's being used, right? So patrol vehicles obviously need to be turned over a lot faster than, let's say, supervisor vehicles, or if they're office staff, or if they're in the detective bureaus and things of that nature. So, I mean, within the first 5 years, the patrol vehicle, we need to switch them to another department. That's why sometimes you see it go to SROs or you see it go to juvenile, because now the usage is less and you can get a little bit more life out of it, because we try to recycle the cars as much as possible. That's why you see so many cars with over a decade's worth of time in, because we try to move them, and then the last leg gets thrown to poor DPW and then they get to use them to finish their life before they're gone. So if it's a patrol vehicle, I mean, you're looking within the first 5 years with the amount of wear and tear. But some of the other vehicles, like Rango, stays in the supervisors for a
Much longer
significant
life.
period of time. It may last, maybe 8 years.
Good, thank you. Councilman Monk,
Yeah, thank you.
are there any other questions, please, for 12 through 23? Seeing no lights at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept 12 through 23?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
and second, thank you. Roll call?
Councilman Monk?
Yes.
Councilman Love?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello?
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz?
Yes.
Councilman Garcia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez? Yes. And Council President Shea.
Yes, thank you. Up to Roman numeral 10 on our agenda, ordinance for introduction and first reading, number 24. A proposed ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for blocks 2172.01, lots 13, 14, 15, and 16, which correspond to 386-394 Monroe Street in the city of Passaic, New Jersey. I'm sorry. Is there a motion, please, to set down for second and final reading at our meeting of October
24th.
24?
So moved.
There is a motion. Is there a second? Roll call, please. Thank you.
Councilman Monk?
Yes.
Councilman Love?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello?
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz?
Yes.
Councilman Garcia?
Yes.
Councilwoman Colom Montañez?
Yes.
And Council President Shea.
Yes, thank you. Number 25, please. Proposed ordinance approving an amendment to the City of Passaic Scattered Site Redevelopment Plan for property designated as blocks 3319 Lot 1, Block 3318A Lots 7 and 20, and Block 33318C lots 9 and 20 on the official tax map of the city of Passaic and located at 217 Brook Avenue, Passaic, for a second and final reading at our meeting of October 24. Is there a motion, please?
Move.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shu.
Yes, thank you. We're up to number 26, please. Proposed ordinance amending the city code of the city of Passaic, chapter 295, vehicles and traffic. Article 12, schedules, section 23, schedule 4, metered time limit parking to create additional metered parking in the city of Passaic. Is there a motion, please, to set down for second and final reading at our meeting of October 10th? Is there a motion, please? Motion
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shu.
Yes, thank you. Number 27, please. An ordinance amending chapter 90A, barbershops, cosmetology, and hairstyling. Article 3, massage, bodywork, and somatic therapy establishments. Section 21, violations and penalties of the City of Passaic Code. Is there a motion, please, to accept for set down at our next meeting of October the 10th?
Move.
Motion
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shu.
Yes, thank you. Payment of bills. Are there any questions on the bills? Seeing no lights at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept the bills as presented? Is there a motion, please?
Move it.
Motion and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shu.
Yes, thank you. Administrators report, Mr. Fernandez.
None at this time, sir.
Mr. Mayor, sir.
And I also want to acknowledge that between September 15th and October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. We want to acknowledge and highlight the Hispanic and Latinos communities all around our areas. We also wanted to highlight the prayer walk that occurred this weekend, led by Mr. Harrison Sanchez and a number of leaders in the community that participated from the faith-based communities that walked from the high school located on Paulison through City Hall to school number 8 and finished off at number 11 school. It is an initiative. Again, we had Pastor Harrison Sanchez, but his partner, Councilwoman Tanya Mello, who was one of the original founders of this initiative and initiator of this walk. It has grown each year. And I just want to thank you, Councilwoman, for your leadership on this and bringing so many different groups together, and families and children, in order to wish the very best for the success of our city. I also want to share that a former vice principal, former educator and leader in the city of Passaic, Miss Sally Gamble, had her 90th birthday this year, and we went down to celebrate and give her a proclamation and an award. Miss Francine Wise was present for this as well. I'm going to share that we are investing in some new trash cans. You will see them strategically placed around the city, so we're excited about that initiative. Also, over the week, we were able to acknowledge Opiate Awareness and Overdose Awareness Day and Month, an initiative that looks to take the stigma away from those who have opiate addictions. It was a program led by one of our former youth council members, as well as now official employee of City Hall, Ms. Liz Burma Peralta, who worked closely with Kathy Martin. And what's the name of the organization, Kathy? Opioid Free, in order to highlight, educate individuals, parents, and families on how to prevent children from getting addicted to opiates, as well as educate adults and acknowledge the fact that overdose rates have been going up, not just in the county and the state, but around the world. And lastly, a check of our records council president and city council, and we dug extremely deep, far and wide, revealed that Miss Susie Burns celebrated her birthday yesterday. I believe she's an attorney in the city of Passaic, and we wanted to join with our community along with our chief who shared that information, Chief Guzman. The chief has access to a lot of classified information. Chief Guzman.
Susie's home phone number.
Yes. Chief Guzman, who's charged with keeping information and sensitive information secret, chose to share that publicly. But we wanted to join as a city to wish our municipal attorney a very happy birthday and thank you for all your hard work and dedication. That's it, Council President.
Chief, my last name is spelled S-C-H-A-R. There's no E anymore. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any comments from the council?
Council President, I just wanted to.
Councilman Love.
Yes, go back to ordinance 27 and get the attorney's direction, as I do have a special interest in a barbershop salon. If voting on this ordinance compromises anything that's the city does.
Do you have a spa or a barber shop?
Barbershop.
The changes in the ordinance do not affect.
No, I'm talking about in terms of voting on it.
I know, but
Okay.
the ordinance doesn't affect anything with respect to barbershops. It's more of the spas and
Okay.
cosmetology. So you're okay.
All right, just wanted to make sure. Thank you so much.
Let the record show that the councilman's vote was proper and accepted. Anyone else? With the council's permission, is there a motion, please, to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilman Garcia,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.